For the students also, those who could not get a good rank, so or could not qualify also. So what they can do, in which exam they can appear. So all she will be guiding. And let me give a brief introduction. And Deepika is actually undergraduate in physics from Maitreyi College, University of Delhi. And then she qualified JAM and did a master's from IIT Delhi. So we belong to same institute in that sense. And then she went to Imperial College London, which is one of the prestigious institutes. And she did master in research in nanomaterials. And then recently she has joined PhD in nanoelectronics from University of Edinburgh, and she's first year student. So right now she is in India, but she will be joining that in some time. So over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, sir, for the introduction. And yeah, let's start.
Sorry, sir, एक single screen कर दो.
So hello everyone, and I guess let's start.
Wait, just a single screen पे हो जाए.
Okay, sir.
You can proceed. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Hello everyone, and so you have my introduction. So I believe let's just start with the work, which we all are here for. Okay, just give me a second. Can everybody see my slide? I mean, are they okay? Can you just give me a feedback? Any one of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. As mentioned by Alok sir, we are having a session for IIT-JAM, who have qualified IIT-JAM and also who have not qualified IIT-JAM. So first of all, congratulations, people or students who have qualified the JAM exam, because as a science student, somewhere in our life, in our 11th or 12th standard or during graduation, we have felt that we really want to go into IIT, IISER or ISC or MITs. So this is a kind of mixed feeling that we want to go, and we have now the opportunity to do our masters through this exam. So first of all, congratulations. This is your hard work and dedication which led to the qualification of this exam. And definitely it will be a life-changing moment in terms of career, because what happens when you go in a good colleges, they give you a lot more exposure to the people and research ideas or placement in terms of any other institutes like that. So definitely it will be a life-changing moment. So choose wisely after that and congratulate yourself. It's your hard work. Also, because as mentioned, this session is also for those who have scored low in the JAM or have not able to qualify because of any other reason. So as a researcher, just feel because you are pursuing a master's degree now, all of them who are here or will be recording or listening to this session, that because you have chosen a master's degree, so failure will happen at some point of life during a research. I mean, we all know scientists doesn't come to one conclusion or one result in one experiment. So if you have failed, there are limited, not limited options, there are a lot more options after this. So we'll be discussing about that. So I've changed my slide just for the confirmation. Is it changed? Just again, sorry, I'm interrupting. Anyone confirm the slide has been changed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Cool. So first of all, students who have qualified IIT-JAM, this slide is for those students. So now, if because IIT-JAM results, you can get into IITs and IISc Bangalore for integrated PhD. Now, this is a common notion that if you want to do master in physics, we have these possible IITs. But सिर्फ MSc physics ही इकलौता option नहीं है, which is available in IITs. We have astronomy, we have geophysics, we have medical physics also. So choose wisely. If someone is very much focused that I want to do astronomy only, so don't go for a normal physics, because it will be given exposure of all the subjects. You will be having quantum physics, you will be having mathematical physics, solid state physics, nanomaterials also. So if you are very much focused that you are very much dedicated to one particular field, and your interest aligned with that particular field. So I would suggest that if you are very much sure, opt for the dedicated course which is for your interest. Next is that from this year, we have MS research option. I mean, this is a kind of new course. It is a 3-year course introduced by IIT-JAM. And in third year, how it is different that you are doing a research work in your third year and you will be providing a stipend. So college will provide you a stipend for doing research. So that's how it comes around 3 years research program. Then comes up MSc Tech. Now people will ask you how it is different from MSc Physics and how it is different from MTech. So it's a blended course. You will be having a theoretical knowledge and you will be having a technical knowledge. So let's suppose you want to do your research, further research, or do want to job in technology. So this course will allow you to sit in placement and offer much more available options in the organization or private organizations. So I'm not saying after MSc Physics, you can't go into private organization. I'm saying that you will be having much more explored fields and you have much more options. So you can think of this field. Finally, we have integrated PhDs, joint and dual. So this is specifically mentioned as 3 columns because there's a difference between all of them, which we're going to talk in coming slides. Now, this is a pictorial format. You don't have to remember the seats, to be very honest. But this is just for the information that the IITs in total have approximately 900 seats. ऐसा नहीं है कि 10, 20 seats हैं. I mean, just listen. See, ISM Dhanbas has 110 seats. So 55 is for MSc Physics, 55 for Applied Geophysics. So there are a lot of seats, approximately 900. So this is for the motivation for the people who have mid-range rank and they think that there are enough IITs, but there are enough new IITs also. So if I compare 10 years back, the seats are much less limited, but you have enough number of seats available at that point of time. It's for your confidence, it's for your motivation purpose. Now, this is a huge bunch of data. This is also talking about in the first slide that, MSc Physics is not the only course you can opt for. You can opt for these number of different courses, and each specific institute have these courses different from MSc Physics. So MSc Physics is available under every IIT, and these specific IITs make you available different courses of your interest, which you can join. But the trick I said, what is the difference between dual PhD and joint PhD? So let's say IIT Kanpur offers a MSc PhD dual degree and they have 40 number of seats. So let's suppose there's a one student who said that I'm very much dedicated in research and I'm definitely want to do a PhD after master's. I don't want to do a job or I don't want to think that which stream I will be doing. Let's suppose I'm focused. I want to do a research in this particular topic. Definitely I will do a master's, definitely PhD in that particular stream that decided. So that person can opt for a dual degree because you can't leave after your master's. You have to do the PhD and you will get the master's degree after completing your PhD. So you will getting 2 degrees at one time at the end of the whole course. So after 5, 6 years, you will getting both the degrees. But let's suppose there's another student, definitely will be there, will think that I want to do research, but right now I'm a bit dicey. I am not able to think that whether I should do research in that or research in this. I want to explore fields during my master's. I will do projects or internships during my master's, and then I'll decide which field I want to do, or maybe I want to do a different institute. So they can opt for joint MSc PhD. Joint MSc PhD allow you to leave with the MSc course, MSc degree, and that you can decide during the 3rd semester. Again, if you decide to stay there for a PhD, you should have a minimum CGPA required by the institute, a minimum written test or interview. I mean, any other eligibility they put up, you can continue or you have the choice to leave. So like IIT Bombay and IIT Kanpur are like the institutes, you have to do a PhD, you can't leave with a master's degree. However, IIT Kharagpur and Bhubaneswar gives you the freedom of doing your masters and then decide to stay or you want to leave. It's completely your choice. So this is the most important part in this particular slide. Now comes up that we have the score. What next? How exactly the application procedure does and how we should proceed. This is a very simple thing. IITs made this very simple that you don't have to go to every institute, apply them, check them, and do stuff like that. So the portal will open from 11th of April to 11th of May. I guess something right in chat. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll come up with a discussion after finishing this presentation. Definitely we'll discuss all the things. So the application portal will open from 11th of April to 11th of May. You have one complete month to decide, choose, and discuss what you want to put in preferences and how the preferences should be logged. The most important thing in this slide you should focus is the certificates. So if you are in a category and you are providing a category certificate, please make sure your category certificate has to be issued after 31st of March 2021. I hope is that clear, and if it is not, make sure you have enough time because you can make it happen. You can apply and get the certificate done. The next important thing is that there will be 4 rounds, not just 1 round. There will be 4 rounds starting from June till first week of July, and in each round maybe there's a revised cutoff, maybe differentiating by a very much less numbers, but definitely there will be 4 rounds if the seats are open. And if we go last year's cutoff according to them, then definitely every institute has some seats up to 4th round. Okay, so this one slide up the next question students out there. Let's suppose, ma'am, I have a rank between 3 to 400, 100 to 200, or 900 to 1000, something like that. How do I decide? I mean, which institute to put in preferences? I mean, how do I know? So this is last year's cutoff, first round. From you can see on your left, and the small one which is very much minimized. This is the last round cutoff. So this is you have to keep in mind, analyze it during the application procedure, which is 11th of April, 11th of May. You have to make sure you check each institute's cutoff, first cutoff and the starting cutoff and the final cutoff. And then if you think that if you align with them in the first round, then also check the final cutoff, which is final round, which comes in July. If you align with them, if you're under 50 or 100 rank close to that, let's suppose last year 800 pe closing ho gaya IIT Delhi ka, just for the sake of example. So keep a margin of 150 rank and do put the preference as your first preference as IIT Delhi. Because अगर आपको फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस मिल गई किसी भी इंस्टीट्यूट की, उसके बाद आप काउंसलिंग से सीधे आउट हो जाओगे. यू आर नॉट अलाउड टू सिट इन द काउंसलिंग. So first preference should be that institute which you think you want to go. Maybe you have the rank or you don't have the rank, but you put that college in first preference if you think I can get in the 4th round. Don't miss that opportunity and fill properly your preferences. This is just an example. Like IIT Delhi offers just MSc Physics, so it's no confusion while filling the preferences. So most of the students, what they do that during the application procedure, what they fill that key, MSc Physics choose karna hai, but MSc Applied Geophysics opt kar liya hai. So when it comes to one institute providing 3-4 choices, please open your eyes, fill it properly. So if you fill it by mistake or something else, maybe it can't be changed or something can be managed. So fill up the application form properly. So after filling up the application form, you have nothing to do with you. If you will be selected, the college will intimate you in the month of June, and then you have to do the formalities. And let's suppose you get your 3rd preference. Then in the next round, maybe you get your 2nd preference. And maybe if continues, you will keep on in the waiting list of the preferences until 4th round. I hope that's clear. And this is for the students who wants to do in IITs or IIC Bangalore. Next come up with ISIR. I know many of you will be questioning, ma'am, is this portal will allow us to do integrated PhDs in the ISIR? I'm sorry, no, this is not going to happen. You have to go to the individual side of each ISIR. If you want to go to ISIR Pune, you have to check the website. You check the dates, fill up the application form. If you're shortlisted, now shortlisted will be done on the basis of a JAM score. So each ISIR will have a different shortlist, different cutoff. You apply. If you're shortlisted, you do a written test and then an interview. And then on the basis of that, you will be selected or rejected. Depends on the interview and written test. one interesting thing which is good happening this year, and maybe one of you will be lucky enough to get into, is that IISER Pune is coming up with the MSc program, like 2-year program, because in integrated PhDs in IISER, you are not allowed to leave. I mean, similar to IIT Bombay and similar to IIT Kanpur and IIT Bangalore also. So they are coming up with a PhD master's program, but it is not MSc Physics. It is climate and energy, but the course or eligible courses are not mentioned yet. So I hope in the meantime, they will disclose which courses are eligible and which are not eligible for this. So I hope until now we have covered IITs, IIT Bangalore and IISERs. So good to go. I mean, people are happy. But now somebody will say, we have qualified and we have a JAM score, but we are dicey. I mean, we are not very sure कि हमें college मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा. I mean, we are at the urge of getting a college or not getting a college. So what you can do is that, because I said that as we are science students, we are aware of NITs also. Definitely, each one of you will be aware of NITs. So you can get into IITs and 2 other central funded universities, which is in Punjab and Shirpur. So this is a complete different portal, CCMN, which you have to apply similar to the JAM portal, which you are about to apply during 11th of April to 11th of May. Similar, but completely separate. So that counseling will allow you to take admission into NITs. Now, just see the beautiful part that it is making you available MSc Atmospheric Sciences, Applied Physics, and MS MPhil also. So same courses are there, and there are very brilliant NITs also there. And if I compare between an old NIT and new IIT, there is a confusion always which to choose and which not to choose. So there's a tough competition between them. So definitely this is the option you should always look for. And they provide a lot of seats, which is approximately 1800 plus seats. So do look out for this. So I hope now, until we have seen that, okay, we have qualified the JAM, we have a good score, and we are able to get into IIT, NIT, IISER, or IIT Bangalore. Now comes the part which I said that in this session, we are going to cover for the students who are not able to qualify or at the verge of the cutoff, that they are very unsure that they will get a college or not get a college. So next slide is about those. So, I mean, don't cry out. I said that because we are researchers. I mean, you are choosing a master's degree, so you should be very, now I'm not saying you should cherish your failures, but I'm saying you should not stop after 1 failure or 2 failure. I mean, you should keep going on and keep going on until you get what you really want or desire for. So there are central universities which have conduct a common test, which is CUCET, Central Universities Common Interest Test, and they provide a lot of beautiful courses, which is MSc Physics, Computational Physics, Nanotechnology. I mean, just imagine if you want to completely go into nanotechnology or geoinformatics, you can join these courses. And a bit of good thing is that maybe this year JNU and DU will accept candidates through this exam only. So the exam may happen in the month of June or something like around that, or in end of May. So you have ample of time to, put in your preparation mode, go into preparation mode and check your notes, revise your notes. So, and you can perform well in these exams. Why I'm saying that, okay, let's suppose somebody will have a question, ma'am, हम लोग JAM नहीं qualify कर पाए, हम ये qualify कर पाएंगे? Negative thought. I should give an example to all of you. I got a very good rank in NET-JRF, honestly. And after 1 month, we have a GATE exam. Everybody knows that in the month of December, days and NET. And in GATE, it happens in month of February. And I got a okay rank in GATE. The syllabus is same, but trust me, it happens sometimes. Sometimes we don't have good preparation. Sometimes we have a bad luck. Sometimes something different happens because, clearing exam is a complete different thing from having a knowledge of that particular subject. So I would say just keep trying on, give your best. And this is not limited. Again, there are some other universities which I'm not able to put here. You can try for those also. I mean, in follow-up sessions, I will come up with those universities also, and we can discuss about that. And yes, that's it. I will say, do believe in yourself. keep trying, work hard, and I mean, be a sole researcher. I mean, don't be upset about any failure and discuss about it and meet people and yeah, come up with your questions. So I hope I'm done, and now I can take the questions of everybody. And yeah, now you can, everybody, I want you to not write in the chat. I mean, honestly, it will be good if you can just pop in and unmute yourself one by one, and we can talk directly. I mean, it will be much more comfortable, and it will be useful for other people also. Yeah.
हेलो मैम।
Hello. Hi.
मैम जो प्रेफरेंस आएगा तो उसमें क्या एक सिंगल प्रेफरेंस होगा पोर्टल में या फिर 2-3 उसके बाद भी होंगे? जैसे शुरुआत में जैसे अगर कोई आईआईटी बॉम्बे या फिर आईआईटी दिल्ली दे रहा है तो सेकंड प्रेफरेंस भी उसी टाइम में आएगा या फिर उसके बाद काउंसलिंग में आएगा?
Okay, जब आप एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म फिल करोगे ना, so what happens, it will be giving all the options. जैसे कि हमने, let me just share again. I'm sorry, I stopped. तो irrespective of your rank, आपके जो भी रैंक है, just imagine कुछ भी रैंक है, तो आपको ये जो ऑप्शंस स्क्रीन पे दिख रहे हैं ना, ये सारे ऑप्शंस आपको वहां अवेलेबल होंगे. I mean, this all will be available there, and you can choose. Let's suppose आपने first choose कर दिया, your first preference is IIT Bombay. Let's say IIT Bombay physics आपने choose कर दिया first preference. Then you think that कि maybe मेरी rank इतनी नहीं है, तो मैं इससे just नीचे वाला choose करता हूँ because मेरी rank just let's say 100 है मेरी rank, right? So then I choose IIT Delhi, right? Then I choose, let's suppose, IIT Kanpur. I mean, I'm just taking an example. It depends on you also. So
Got it.
फर्स्ट राउंड में क्या होगा ना, आपको फर्स्ट राउंड में लेट्स सपोज आपका आईआईटी बॉम्बे में नहीं हुआ पर आईआईटी दिल्ली में हो गया, तो आपको अपनी सेकंड प्रेफरेंस मिल गई फर्स्ट राउंड में. कब मिलेगी? जून
Yes.
में मिल जाएगी. एंड कॉलेज विल इंटिमिडेट यू that you are selected and fill up the application procedure and fill up the fees, I mean the admission fees, which will be taken into that. And now what happens, because it is your second preference, तो अब आपका जो IIT कानपुर है ना, वो आपको मिलेगा ही नहीं. Now you are out of IIT कानपुर, क्योंकि आपको सेकंड मिल गया, तो थर्ड प्रेफरेंस हट जाएंगी. अब सिर्फ उसके ऊपर की प्रेफरेंसेस रहेंगी. तो ऊपर की कितनी प्रेफरेंसेस हैं? सिर्फ आईआईटी बॉम्बे बचा ऊपर में, बिकॉज यू पुट आईआईटी बॉम्बे फर्स्ट एंड आईआईटी दिल्ली सेकंड. तो अब अगले 3 राउंड तक अगर आपका कट ऑफ उसमें लाई करता है रेंज में, तो फिर आपको आईआईटी बॉम्बे मिल जाएगा. एंड इफ इट डजंट हैपन, यू विल स्टे विद द आईआईटी दिल्ली. इज दैट clear?
Yes,
Or
clear.
any confusion? You can, I mean, again have a question with that.
It's clear.
Okay, that's great. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. I'm really sorry because I can't see.
My Vinayak.
Okay, congratulations, Vinayak. Next. I hope there will be more questions. I mean, seriously, more questions? Is that my presentation was very clear, or you guys are very intelligent, that you know everything? That's really nice.
I had other questions.
Yeah, definitely.
मैम जो रिसर्च फील्ड है न्यू आईआईटीज में, उसका क्या मतलब सीन है? जैसे अभी न्यू आईआईटीज बनी है तो उसमें अगर एडमिशन लेना चाहिए या फिर उसका स्कोप वगैरह क्या चीजें जैसे ओल्ड आईआईटीज से कंपेयर करें तो?
देखो, let's suppose, okay, I did mention during the session that let's suppose I want to compare a new IIT to the old NIT. So I would say, I would recommend personally that you should first, don't just go one time, you should do a lot of research. So first, let's suppose if you're clear about having that मुझे research किस में करना है, तो पहली चीज तो ये होना चाहिए कि मुझे रिसर्च किस में करना है. बिकॉज जो एमएससी के कोर्सेज, अगर एमएससी फिजिक्स ही कंपेयर कर लो जस्ट, एमएससी फिजिक्स शायद हैदराबाद में भी सेम है, एमएससी फिजिक्स एनआईटी तिरुपति में भी सेम है, लेट्स से, और त्रिचुरी में भी सेम है. देन कम्स दैट कि व्हाट आर द फैकल्टीज देयर. लेट्स सपोज आप फिजिक्स के फैकल्टीज जाके चेक कर सकते हो, लाइक हु आर द फैकल्टीज हु टीच व्हाट, और व्हाट आर द फैकल्टीज इन सॉलिड स्टेट, क्वांटम फिजिक्स, मैथमेटिकल फिजिक्स. So you should compare the faculties now, because you know what, many of us are here for research and courses will be similar honestly, but then it comes to research, who can provide a better research? A professor A in Hyderabad and professor B in NIT something may have a complete different profile. Does that profile suits you? I mean, does that profile interest you? Because you need to have further PhD. अगर आपको further PhD यहाँ से भी नहीं करना, किसी और इंस्टीट्यूट से करना है, so definitely that professor reference did matter to you, right? So I mean,
Yes.
you should, it's a very comprehensive research analysis. So I would say that we can discuss it further, fill up the counseling, I mean the preferences you want, and then if you are being offered different institutes, then we can sort it out that what exactly we should choose, I mean when you will be offered the positions, and then we can discuss about it, I mean anytime we can have the discussion.
ओके मैम, मतलब सारे इंस्टीट्यूट के जाके फिजिक्स मतलब डिपार्टमेंट से देखना पड़ेगा कि कौन कौन सी फील्ड में करनी चाहिए और अपने इंटरेस्ट जो फील्ड में है उससे ही अप्लाई करनी चाहिए।
बिल्कुल, मतलब मैं नहीं बोलूंगी, देखो अब तुमने 5 तो तुम्हारे प्रेफरेंसेस होंगे, लाइक जिस कट ऑफ में तुम्हारे रेंज पे जा रहे हैं, राइट, 5 से 6 डेफिनेटली तुम्हारे माइंड में होंगे, अब कंफ्यूजन 5 से 6 में ही है, तो go to the institute website, go to the physics department and go to the faculties. Every department has a complete profile of each faculty. Then what, let's suppose we have in IIT Delhi, Professor, let's suppose JP Singh. Get that name, find Google Scholar. I mean in Google Scholar you type JP Singh. Then उनके जो भी papers है, research articles है, वो सब आ जाएंगे. तो अब आपको अगर नैनो मटेरियल में कंपेयर करना है 5 इंस्टीट्यूट में, कैन इजीली कंपेयर. Also, let's suppose if it is nanomaterial, I would say that IIT Bombay has a dedicated department for nanomaterial. IISc Bangalore has dedicated department for nanomaterial. IIT Roorkee has dedicated department for nanomaterial. So you have to look up those that did those specific streams have a dedicated department also. Like IIT Delhi has a optics, very good optics research in IIT Delhi. So you have to think like that. I mean, which field is more aggressive in that, and are the professors have latest papers or latest research work in that field? That is quite important because आपका जो second year master's project होगा, that is the deciding factor of your next research. So it should go very well, and you should choose a professor very wisely. Is that clear? I mean, I'm bet.
मैम वो उसके जो आपने स्लिट्स शेयर किया उसमें आईआईसी बैंगलोर का क्लोजिंग कट ऑफ रैंक नहीं दिखाया उसमें
Because it's not provided actually on the portal, but I will try to look out, and I will think. I will try to look out in the web search because बाकी सब IITs के provided है. IISER की cut off JAM rank provided है, like 500, 600 something. But IISc Bangalore का मुझे मिला नहीं. But I will update you. I mean, as soon as I will get it. Is that okay?
ओके.
बाकी लोग भाई किसी को कोई सवाल नहीं है?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to ask about NIT Warangal.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, they are offering MS Tech Engineering Physics.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
is it MTech or is it MS or something else? And
It
they are
is-
giving 2 specialization in it, electronics and photonics. So, what is it about? Means
Yes,
applications of it.
So what specifically you want to know about this thing? I mean, you have knowledge of that particular institute is providing that particular thing, right?
Yes, ma'am. But
Yeah.
what is the MS Tech? That's what I'm asking.
Okay, it is similar to MSc Tech, which I said here in this thing here, MS Tech here. So it is a blended form. Okay, let's say, I will say as of my experience, I mean, what I have experienced as an insider in IIT Delhi. So if you're having a degree of MSc Physics, and that's a core subject. Let's suppose I want to work in a research organization like IBM or Intel, something like that. So there is a difficulty sometimes to get into these organizations because we don't have a technical knowledge of some field. Let's suppose we don't have a technical project work in that field. So MTech का जो placement है, MSc से is a far better placement. So in IITs, if I would compare, so MSc Physics का जो placement है, उससे much higher जाता है MTech का placement. Not engineering fields का बोल रही हूँ मैं, solid state physics or something else like that, like this one. If you want to have a technical side of your research, then it will give you a more placement adhesive thing. Like why people do MTech? I mean, why not MSc? Why MTech? Because MTech में क्या होता है ना कि आप लोग कोर नहीं करते हो, आप टेक्नोलॉजी पे काम करते हो, इंजीनियरिंग वर्क कर रहे हो basically. So you can say that you are basically entering into the engineering field that is related. I mean, am I clear to you, or should I mean, pick up some different example, to be very honest? I mean, you can just say that I'm clear new. I need some more information.
And still we can do PhD
Then
and
can
MSc.
we keep our option?
Sorry, I'll go with the second question later. And you're saying that we can do a PhD, right?
Just
Oh, yes, definitely you can do a PhD. I mean, yes, the options are open. You can still do a PhD. And I would say that, let's suppose you want to go outside India, you in 3 years MS MTech, maybe you can do 2 projects. I mean, it is a much exposure to that, and you have a technical background and you will be having technical knowledge. Maybe your options will open. Maybe initially you thought that I'm not able to do that engineering stuff or fabrication stuff, something like that, which is completely of engineering part. So maybe you can enter that field also. So, like maybe you have a dream of something doing engineering of that particular kind of material or something like that. You can get into this field and have a more private organization will hire you much. I mean, according to placement, I would say it's preferred. If I go with the placement word, it's preferred compared more than MS physics.
okay.
Okay. Next, somebody popped up. I mean, he was saying something, but I couldn't hear it properly.
Actually, ma'am, I was asking कि ये जो MS Tech Engineering Physics जो है, they are giving us 2 options of specialization, that is photonics and electronics.
Okay. Okay.
If means I want to keep my technical background also and research also, I want to keep open, but I don't want to go for electronics or photonics. Means I may want to choose other field, but I want technical knowledge. So will it be better to choose MSc or MS Tech for
Okay, so
doing
you
PhD?
are not sure. Okay, so you're not sure between कि मुझे सिर्फ अभी मुझे क्योंकि interest नहीं पता अपना, and you don't want to restrict yourself with electronics
just want
and
to keep my
optics.
open.
So I would say that okay, definitely अगर आपको let's suppose PhD करना है फिर quantum physics में, then you will get difficulty honestly because you have not done any of the courses in during your research. I mean they are not dedicated to that quantum physics something. And keeping MSc physics, you will be having generalized knowledge or advanced knowledge. And during your first year, you can choose your specialized courses for the next year, like elective courses. So I would say that if you are confused and you don't want to restrict yourself, what I can suggest is that you can go for MSc Physics, take your time, do a project or internship, and then you can go for an MTech degree or for a PhD degree. I mean, both options are open. And if you are confused and you want to limit yourself, you should keep your options open. Don't restrict to that MS Tech courses just because I'm saying that they give placements. I mean, maybe it depends after 2 years spending with electronics, you are not able to, relate with the subject, or you're not feeling that I'm made for this particular subject. I love something different. I love nuclear physics. So keeping an option as this thing, I would recommend go with MSc Physics and explore all the fields. And when you go into IITs or NITs, I would say that, I mean, don't just waste your time. I mean, it's I mean, we get happier. I mean, even me also, when I was admitted to IIT Delhi, I not wasted, I would say, but I was not very well prepared what I have to do next. So either you want to do a placement or go for a PhD, do look up for internships or projects in the very first year. So that will give you more exposure, what exactly you want to do. So, I mean, in the month of December, first semester when it ends, be prepared to have a PhD internship. And then you have to start looking out as soon as you enter the college. So this is one thing is do MSc Physics if you're confused. And if you're dedicated, like I love electronics or optics, then MSc Tech. I hope it's clear, I believe. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, thank you.
Okay, great. I mean,
So,
anyone of, yeah, sorry.
yeah, ma'am, will you be discussing about opportunities in PhD? Many of us already in pursuing our masters, actually.
Yeah, definitely. So I can have a coming up sessions. I mean, after this, because many people are about here for JAM. So if you are already doing your masters, I would say that okay. First of all, if you're a first year student, and do look for international opportunities there because they are in Europe We have many exchange programs. Let's suppose you have 2-month exchange there. So, during master, you should be aware of those scholarship which opens like that. Also, I mean, in France, I can name 3 scholarships, and DART scholarship also you can go an exchange program during your second year. And after completion of master's, you should be very well aware of what you want to do next, right? Either you want to sit in placement, or you want to do a research, or you want to do something else. You want to do a PhD in India or outside the India. I mean, it's a complete different field you have to explore while doing a master's. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि मास्टर्स खत्म करने के बाद सोचेंगे, आपको वो चीजें मास्टर्स के दौरान सोचनी है. लेट्स सपोज मुझे इंडिया से पीएचडी ही करनी है, बाहर से नहीं करनी है, तो आई विल फोकस दैट जेआरएफ, राइट, और गेट एग्जाम्स. बट अगर मुझे इंडिया से पीएचडी नहीं करनी है, आई एम वेरी मच श्योर that I have 10-20 institutes listed down all over the world, US, Japan, UK, Europe, and I want to go in these institutes. So what I should do now? So what is the main criteria to get into outside? You should have a very strong research project, good SOP, good LOR. So you have to think completely differently. आप सिर्फ नेट जेआरएफ के स्कोर पे डिपेंड नहीं कर सकते हो, right? Yeah, sorry.
What is a very strong research project?
It depends. I mean, which field you want to go into. Again, this question comes up कि मैम 2 तरह के बच्चे हैं, right? कि मैम आप मुझे स्कोप बता दो बस कि इसमें स्कोप अच्छा है, मैं ये चूज कर लूंगा. It happens. I mean, many of us are not very sure what they want to do, and they can follow one path if that leads to success. Some of them will be like that कि मैम we are sure हमें इसी में कुछ करना है, but हमें पता नहीं कि हमें थोड़ा इसके अराउंड क्या कर सकते हैं. So I will be asking which field you want to enter into. I can guide upon nanomaterial, but we can have further a follow-up session where we can have discuss about one quantum person will be there and discussing the stuff to with you. One from nuclear physics and can give you prospective career what to do. But if you guys in masters, I would say there are not very enough. I mean that they're not limited, but there are vacancies to do a research project or internship during your winter vacation or summer vacation. So don't spend time just doing nothing or just into books. I'm saying that masters in physics means you have entered, just not entering, like you are not here to just learn the courses or learn the theoretical knowledge. If you don't explore the field, if you don't do internship, don't do projects, how are you going to decide which research field you have to choose? Even if I pick nanomaterial ना, तो nanomaterial भी एक बहुत ही widespread research है. मुझे मेडिकल में जाना है नैनो मटेरियल के, मुझे एयर पोल्यूशन में जाना है, मुझे वाटर पोल्यूशन में जाना है, या मुझे इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स नैनो मटेरियल में जाना है. So how you going to decide? This is very confusing. So what you have to make sure that I do ample amount of projects or internships, or at least I try. At least I try. ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे बाद में regret ना हो कि मैंने internships नहीं किए. So what I would say that don't be afraid of rejections. Write mails to professors. If you want to have some internship 1 month or 2 months during the summer vacation, like IUAC conducts summer internship, IIT Gandhinagar offers summer internships. Even there's one more IIT who offers internship like summer or winter vacation. So because sometimes we are not aware of internships like that. So you have to explore them. I mean, just don't go to college and, I mean, just don't be in your bubble, I would say. I mean, expand your bubble and talk to your seniors, talk to faculties, expand. Don't be shy and don't limit yourself, I would say.
Ma'am, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Ma'am, suppose if I want to do astrophysics from foreign university, research basically, if I talk about,
Okay.
then means what are the exams that I should see? Like suppose basically what I want to say that in India, if we want to do research, we are too clear that we have to qualify NET or we have to give JEST or TIFR. We are clear. But
Yeah.
in foreign university, what are the exams that we have to qualify? Or in foreign universities, like suppose if I say astrophysics, if I say radio astrophysics, it is part of the astrophysics. Then what are the exams that we have to give? We are not too cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is the main problem.
Just an extension to this question. How
Yeah.
relevant is the GRE exam?
Okay, so first of all, if you are very much interested to do your PhD from US, then JRE is asked 90% in the college, I mean 100% mostly. So if you want to, let's suppose you are about to join masters in any of the institutes, and after 2 years you want to do a PhD from outside India in astrophysics and any physics also. I mean, so first thing you want to have to build up a very good CV. What do you mean by CV is that apart from your curriculum courses, you should have some exposure to internship and projects that will help you make a SOP. First is SOP, statement of purpose. You have to make a very good SOP. Second is the JRE exam. And third is your English language exam, which can be TOEFL and which can be JRE sometimes also. I mean, they do ask for English language test, and sometimes they ask that maybe if you get admitted, you can do it later, submit it later. So most important things during your masters you have to prepare for outside India PhD is, yeah, sorry, somebody want to add something? Okay, so during your second year, in the month of July, you have to start preparing for the applications, because US admissions, they all apply. Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like to interrupt. Actually, this session was just for JAM.
Yeah, exactly.
So let us answer their question first, and then we can have a separate session in which you can answer these questions.
Okay, sir. Yeah, that's true actually. That's right.
Yeah.
So any other JAM student or like undergrad students who wish to do masters and they are confused, or like, yeah.
मैम MSc फिजिक्स में IIT से प्लेसमेंट्स होता है या मैम हमें कुछ कोडिंग स्किल्स या कुछ टेक्निकल स्किल्स सीखनी पड़ेंगी?
I would say you have to learn some skills apart from your courses. I'm focusing on that. You should have done some technical or coding or something relatable. I mean, they would ask you to present something more than your courses. I mean, I myself have not applied for the placement because I was so terrified, because my CS drowned me, like, because you don't have anything to put in your CV. How they're going to select you? I'm not saying no, but I would say it will increase your chances of selection. So do have something apart from your courses. So that's the one thing I would suggest. So let's say you want to sit in the placement, do something extra like online courses or like any free courses available, which can give you basic technical knowledge of something, any programming language or something relatable. Or maybe a computational courses, a computational project can also help you, because they ask you for analytical skills, like thinking ability skills. And if you present well themselves that I have done a basic course and I'm also efficient in these, definitely you can sit in the placement.
मैम क्या IIT MSc स्टूडेंट्स को प्लेसमेंट सेल में बिठाती है जैसे नॉन कोर वगैरह में? मुझे नहीं लगता बिठाती है.
नहीं, there is open placement open होता है, but the thing is that there are limited companies who allow to sit. I mean, let's suppose अगर 100 कंपनी आई हैं तो शायद 20 या 10 ही अलाउ करेंगी कि हम लोग MSc फिजिक्स को अलाउ कर रहे हैं बैठने के लिए. तो ऑप्शंस लिमिटेड है, बट ऐसा नहीं है कि अलाउ नहीं करते सिटिंग के लिए. They do allow that, and that depends from institute to institute. If I go that IIT Bombay has higher placement, then NIT Warangal MS Tech course is also like they offer a high number of placements. So it depends institute to institute, course to course, and then companies जो आपके placement cell में आ रही है. Is it clear?
Yes.
IIT गुवाहाटी कैसा है प्लेसमेंट्स के लिए?
Right now, to be very honest, I have no idea, but I can come up after talking to students. So you have to give me time and have a follow-up session for that, to be very honest.
Okay,
I don't want to provide any wrong information in that perspective.
Ma'am, will you please let me know about the difference between joint MSc PhD, dual MSc PhD, and integrated PhD?
Okay. As you can see in the screen, okay, joint का मतलब ये है कि आपका 5 या 6 साल का PhD है, let's suppose. So उसमें आपने 2 साल मास्टर्स किया पहले. अब आप श्योर नहीं हो कि मुझे इसी इंस्टीट्यूट से करनी है PhD. पहला तो ये हो सकता है कि मुझे इस इंस्टीट्यूट से नहीं करनी है, मुझे किसी और इंस्टीट्यूट से करनी है, लेट्स सपोज. तो आप वो मास्टर्स डिग्री 2 साल का डिग्री लेके आप छोड़ दोगे. बट लेट्स सपोज आपका मन करता है कि माय रिसर्च इज गोइंग वेरी वेल, लाइक मेरा प्रोजेक्ट बहुत अच्छा गया है, आई लव द प्रोफेसर और आई लव सम डिफरेंट प्रोफेसर एंड आई वर्क टू वर्क अंडर हिम, लाइक आई लाइक द इंस्टीट्यूट वेरी मच. So if you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to leave, you can leave. The choice is yours. But ऐसा नहीं है कि बहुत ही low CGPA होगा तो भी वो लोग allow करेंगे. You have to have some minimum CGPA, appear for the written exam or interview, and if you qualify, you can continue. If you don't qualify, you have to leave. This is the most important thing about joint. Joint आपके लिए basically मतलब आपको allow कर रहे हैं, freedom दे रहा है. Dual में क्या है ना, dual में आपको freedom नहीं मिलेगी. ड्यूअल में आपको ये है कि आपने अगर मान लो कि एक पीएचडी ज्वाइन कर ली है तो आपको वही करनी है, उसे निकल के ही निकलना है वहां से. आप एमएससी की डिग्री लेके नहीं निकल सकते हो. तो आईआईटीज में जॉइंट और डुअल चीज चलती है, इंटीग्रेटेड पीएचडी चलती है आईएससी में और आइजर्स में. सो दीज आर 3 टर्म्स एसोसिएटेड विद 3 डिफरेंट. तो डुअल और इंटीग्रेटेड काइंड ऑफ सेम ही हो गया, बट बिकॉज दे आर एसोसिएटेड विद one with IITs and one with ISC and ISR. That's why I've written separately. Is that clear?
Yes, thank you, ma'am.
मैम जैसे अगर किसी को, जैसे मेरे केस में मुझे थियोरेटिकल फिजिक्स में ज़्यादा जाना में इंटरेस्ट है, तो क्या मेरे लिए इंटर्नशिप वगैरह करना सही होगा? क्योंकि थियोरेटिकल में तो ज़्यादा इंटर्नशिप की मतलब एक्सपोजर नहीं चाहिए होता है.
Okay, मतलब देखो theoretical है. I mean, you are going to think and then work on that particular, I mean that subject, right?
Yes, yes.
So means आपको उस इंस्टीट्यूट पे जाने की जरूरत नहीं. Let's suppose आप IIT दिल्ली में हैं और बाहर कोई इंटर्नशिप खुली है कोई 2 महीने की, and they are providing you कि आप ऑनलाइन वो इंटर्नशिप कर सकते हैं, right? Which is relatable, let's say. Which in COVID time, many of the foreign universities are providing online courses, or even IIT Madras is providing some online courses for students.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
let's suppose you have 1 month free, मतलब free नहीं, but you can try for internship. तो why not you do that online? मतलब theoretical का तो best ये हो गया कि आपको शायद जाने की भी जरूरत ना पड़े. You can do that by sitting at your home or in college. तो अब तुम बोलोगे फायदा नहीं है या वो वाली चीज. So again, let's suppose why not you want to explore? Why not? Maybe आप जो शायद कॉलेज में कर रहे हैं, जो जिस प्रोफेसर के अंदर रिसर्च कर रहे हैं, उसका एक थिंकिंग अलग है, और मे बी जिस प्रोफेसर के अंदर आपने इंटर्नशिप करा है, जिस कंपनी में करा है, कंपनी में भी हो सकता है, तो they give you a lot more different aspect. I mean, something which you have never heard of, never aware of. It may happen. So
इसलिए मैम आप एक फॉलोअप सेशन में आ जाइए, जैसे कुछ मतलब कौन से ऐसे फील्ड्स हैं जैसे आपने किया या फिर आपके मतलब कुछ
फ्रेंड्स ने, या
हाँ, तो ऐसे क्या कैसे फील्ड हैं जैसे हम कर सकते हैं, जैसे तो हमें एमएससी के फर्स्ट ईयर से अगर हमको वो कुछ आइडिया होगा तो फिर हमको बाद में वो फायदे दे सकता है कि कौन से कंपनी में या फिर इंटर्नशिप करनी चाहिए या फिर आउटसाइड में कैसे इंटर्नशिप करनी चाहिए. तो फिर
definitely, I will definitely come up with a next session. And I mean, just to let us all of you know, I have started this there's a venture, you can say, a startup, where I will be doing such sessions online. So maybe I will intimate you through this platform or my platform myself, so we can talk about it later. But now, I mean, I will focus on something, here, if anyone else wants to talk about. If anyone is left.
Actually, I wanted to ask one question about. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Actually, I wanted to ask you with my good and
I can't hear you properly. I'm really
confused about this.
I'm really sorry.
Central universities better? Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm asking, are central universities better than NITs, or NITs are better? Means if it comes to a point to choose, then what should we choose?
Okay. I would say, let's suppose you want to, again, there's a question when compared IIT and NIT. Again, if you want to compare NITs and central universities or DU, JNU, it comes up with a question that what kind of thing you want to do with that. I mean, what leads to you? I mean, आपको क्या करना है उस, let's suppose DU या JNU में एक वो प्रोफेसर है जिनके अंडर आप मतलब शायद आपको बोले कि आपको काम करने का मौका मिलेगा तो आप कभी भी करोगे उनके अंदर. एंड देन मे बी NIT में शायद वो प्रोफेसर नहीं है. तो मास्टर्स कोर्स में ना मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, देखो एमएससी फिजिक्स तो हर जगह सिमिलर होता है, एवरीबॉडी नोज. तो थोड़ा थोड़ा यहाँ मिला के हर जगह कुछ ना कुछ सेम सिमिलर ही है. Either it comes to placement or comes to research. So when it comes to placement, we have to check कि placements NITs में ज़्यादा आते हैं companies या फिर CU में या DU या JNU में आते हैं. And we all know because of NITs are engineering college, and if they allow the sitting of MSc Physics or MS Tech, they can provide you as a platform, as a much bigger aspect. आपको placement शायद ज़्यादा अच्छे से हो सकता है, but research basis पे देखना है, PhD basis पे देखना है, then I would say please go check. Let's suppose 3 institute आपने final करे हैं, तीनों अलग अलग, एक IIT है, एक NIT है और एक let's suppose JU है. Search which course interests you, search that faculty is available or not. Google Scholar, do Google Scholar. Google Scholar में हम सबका एक प्रोफाइल होता है, वहां से आप देख सकते हो कि ये प्रोफेसर लास्ट 10 ईयर में एक्टिव भी है कि नहीं है, काइंड ऑफ दैट थिंग. सो वो वाली चीज ना बहुत डिसाइडिंग फैक्टर रोल अदा करती है कि हमें कौन सा इंस्टीट्यूट चेक करना है. अब देखो नाम के लिए तो आप बोलोगे कि मैं IITs के जो नए इंस्टीट्यूट खुले हैं वहां भी जा सकता हूँ, बट मे बी एक ऐसा NIT है जो शायद ज्यादा अच्छी अपॉर्चुनिटी प्रोवाइड कर रहा है, ज्यादा अच्छे प्रोफेसर है. मे बी देन GNU में, लाइक GNU हैज थियोरेटिकल बैकग्राउंड. स्टार्ट्स में अगर किसी को रिसर्च करनी है तो आई वुड डेफिनेटली रिकमेंड GNU. So that depends subject to subject, placement to placement, and depends on your interest also. Okay, what do you want? It's a very gray scale. I mean, इसका एकदम yes or no answer नहीं होता कभी भी. It's a very gray range. You have to keep thinking, analyze yourself, and ask question to yourself कि life में आगे क्या करना है. I would say that will help you. And I mean, yeah, we can discuss it later also.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, I am
Hmm.
doing normal BSc at present, physical science with computer science. And my question was, if I appear for JAM 2023 and suppose a honor student gets same rank as me, so will he be preferred more than me, or it's not like that?
Alok sir,
admission
can you help
process.
me with that? Yeah, Alok sir, can you help me with that? Because I honestly have, I mean, I'm not very much aware of that thing. Alok sir? Okay. Can you, are you under this institute? Can we have a follow-up with this question? Because honestly, I have to read the terms and conditions. In my time, I don't think so there's a discrimination between these things, but I have to check. I mean, is it they give leverage to physics honors or don't give, but they do ask a limited number of courses. Let's suppose for MSc Physics, you need to have a specific number of terms a semester for physics, and 2-year physics and 1-year math is compulsory. So I have to check you're eligible or not. I mean, honestly, I do have to look up to this. I don't have answer. Very good answer right
Okay,
now.
ma'am. मैम वैसे फिजिक्स चल रहा है, वैसे मतलब ऐसा नहीं है, हर सेमेस्टर फिजिक्स तो हो ही रहा है, फिजिक्स एंड मैथ्स.
Okay, then there's no discrimination, and you can put your question and I will definitely next time I will answer your question perfectly.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, great. So there are questions in chats. Sorry, let's have a look. Stop sharing. In meantime, if anybody wants to ask, please do ask. And जिसके chat के questions नहीं पढ़े वाले, please don't be shy. This is what I want from all of you. You are going to research or you want to do a job. The one thing I would say, please don't be shy. Pop out, ask your thing, and yeah. Okay, मैं नीचे शुरू कर रही हूँ. Neha asked कि मैम IIT कानपुर MSc Physics allow करती है. Yes, all the IITs have MSc Physics courses. Then someone is saying mic नहीं चल रहा है. We can check. Yes, one student is asking, can we have the discussion with the students who are already doing MSc in various institutes? I will talk with Atul sir and Alok sir, and we can arrange and we can try to give the details of those students, and you can have one-to-one interaction with those students and ask their feedback. I mean, कि कैसे institute है, we should do all that and blah blah. So definitely we can do that. So I hope I have answered your question, Mishra. Shraddha, I guess I have answered your question. Please, if I have not asked you, you can ask me. Aniket Rathi, yeah, you have asked in the chat. And one more question. Can we get jobs in Japan if we are from physics field? Definitely you can get jobs, but I would say that do look out right now. I mean, डेफिनेटली आप ये ऐसा लगता है हमें, ये नोशन है कि शायद एमएससी फिजिक्स के बाद जॉब नहीं, बिकॉज इंडिया में रिसर्च कंपनीज थोड़ी कम है. Outside, there are much more advanced research companies which hire scientists like us or physics graduate like us. So definitely there are jobs, because I did my MRes in nanomaterial, which is not a technical course. So there are placements for us also. So definitely you can go. But if you want to ask me, ma'am, kaun sa Japan mein kaun si company hai, then I would be not able to directly tell which company. But definitely there are. You have to look up. Then somebody is asking. And ma'am, okay, rank. Yes, Shivam, you can get. I will provide the cutoff list, and do check out that, because we have a lot of 900 in IITs, 18 plus in NITs. It's around 2700. So you can, I mean, उसमें ISIR भी include होगा, फिर definitely it can touch around 3000. So definitely you should try and you look out. And okay, I must say, हर किसी को एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म भरना है irrespective of their rank. You don't know कि क्या पता किसी बच्चे ने सीट छोड़ दी है और आपको वो मिल जाए. तो आप ना एप्लीकेशन प्रोसीजर मत स्किप करो. It's just 600 rupees. Fill up the form and sit in the counseling. Okay. Sneha, honestly, I have to look up the status. I mean, I have to look up the NIT, which particular NIT you're saying. And you're saying financial, okay. When I was in IIT Delhi, and if you belong from a weaker economic section, let's suppose your family income is very less, there are scholarship provided, approximately 1000 something like rupees per month. And yes, you can get scholarship because of the family issues or anything like that. It exists. That's my main motto. It does exist. And I have to look up what it is called. But definitely, if it is in IIT Delhi, it is in every other institute which is affiliated to IITs. So yes, it is. For NIT, I have to check, but it should exist. Any other question?
Ma'am, one more small question, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, suppose my rank is 300, say.
Yeah.
And IISc Bangalore rank closest to 200, let's say.
Yeah.
And all the seats get filled till when I reach there in counseling, let's say. And suppose one of the student leaves the seat empty, and मतलब पता चल जाता है मुझे कि वो लीव कर रहा है, and then I go there. So मैम क्या वहाँ पे फर्स्ट कम फर्स्ट सर्व वाली पॉलिसी अप्लाई होगी कि मैम मान लो मेरी 200 रैंक है और कोई 150 रैंक वाला चला जाता है, तो क्या उसे प्रिफर करेंगे या फिर मुझे भी दे सकते हैं सीट?
Then again depends कि वो लोग कभी ना एक कट ऑफ को नहीं बुलाएंगे. Let's suppose कि किसी ने ड्रॉप कर दिया, तो वो एक रेंज में बुलाते हैं. लेट्स सपोज कि वो रेंज ओपन करेंगे 50 या पूरा 100 की रेंज में. लेट्स सपोज 150 से 300 या 150 से 250. फिर वो उनके इंटरव्यूज लेंगे. देखो आईएससी में क्या है ना, ऐसा नहीं कि अगर आपकी रैंक आ गई तो आपको मिल गया. जैसे कि मान लो आईआईटी दिल्ली में एमएससी फिजिक्स है, तो आपकी अगर रैंक उस कॉलम में मैच कर रही है तो आपको मिल जाएगा, दैट्स श्योर. बट क्योंकि पीएचडी है, इंटीग्रेटेड पीएचडी है, तो दे विल आस्क अ लॉट ऑफ कैंडिडेट्स, दे विल टेक द इंटरव्यू में सिलेक्शन होगा, तो एक रैंक को नहीं बुलाएंगे वो. डेफिनेटली अगर उस ब्रैकेट में अगर आप फॉलो करोगे तो आपको बुलाएंगे. आई मीन इफ दे शॉर्टलिस्ट यू. ओके,
थैंक यू.
Great. Okay, one more thing. There's a question. If I do MSc from a local college and then should I go for MTech for research experience or directly join a PhD? Excellent question. देखो, I started with कि we are researcher. अगर कोई master's degree के सोच रहा है ना, मतलब he loves physics और he wants something to do in physics. कि मतलब physics से मैं कुछ कर सकता हूँ, research नहीं तो job भी कर सकता हूँ. तो failure से तो मत डरो. पहली चीज तो ये, लोकल कॉलेज में कोई भी कॉलेज अगर अपने मास्टर्स कर लिया तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन गो फॉर एमटेक आल्सो, बिकॉज गेट का तो कोई कंडीशन नहीं है ना कि लोकल कॉलेज से नहीं आ सकते. आई मीन देयर इज नो लिमिट टू दैट. तो अगर आप लोकल कॉलेज से भी हैं तो आप गेट में बैठिए. अगर आपको एमटेक करनी है तो अगर आप अच्छे से प्रिपेयर करेंगे, अच्छी रैंक लाएंगे, तो यू कैन स्टिल गो टू एमटेक इन एनी आईआईटीज एंड स्टिक इन द प्लेसमेंट. बिकॉज आई टोल्ड यू एमटेक का प्लेसमेंट हमेशा एमएससी ज्यादा ही होता है. आप एमटेक करो. अब आपको पीएचडी करनी है, अगेन there's no condition to that. Even IISR, IIT Bangalore, आपको नेट जेईई क्वालिफाई करना है या फिर गेट क्वालिफाई करना है, अच्छी रैंक आएगी, इंस्टीट्यूट्स बुलाएंगे, इंटरव्यू लेंगे, सेलेक्ट करेंगे. इट इज नथिंग टू डू विद द कॉलेज कि आप कहाँ से मास्टर्स करके आए हैं. अनटिल अनलेस आप फॉरेन से करके आए, वो एक अलग कैटेगरी है, उसको देखा जाएगा. बट इंडियन कोई भी इंस्टीट्यूट है, आप वहां से PhD मास्टर्स कर रहे हैं, तो डेफिनेटली यू कैन सिट इन एनी एग्जाम, यू कैन डू मास्टर्स, MTech, PhD, anything. Now if
Ma'am, I have a
anyone,
question.
yeah.
Actually, I said Mohali started their application in this month, and it ended on I think 25th March,
Okay.
and they asked for JEST rank also at the same time, and we haven't got our JEST result yet. And there is also another IISER, that is IISER Bhopal, which have released their application, and it's still I think 31st April or something, maybe 7th April or something. Okay. But what if we don't get JEST result before that, and we are hoping for better rank in JEST than JAM? Then what should we do about that application?
I would say that please, I mean, as soon as you see this morning sunrise tomorrow and it hits 9 a.m., मेल द कॉलेज कि कॉलेज को मेल करो कि हमारा जेस्ट का रिजल्ट नहीं आया है, तो या तो लास्ट ईयर के जेस्ट के स्टूडेंट ही एलिजिबल हैं इस चीज के लिए, आई मीन दिस प्रोसीजर के लिए, और अगर इस साल के स्टूडेंट्स एलिजिबल हैं तो जब तक रिजल्ट नहीं आएगा वो डेडलाइन कैसे बंद कर सकते हैं? तो दे आर टू डिफरेंट, तो इसका आंसर मिलना बहुत जरूरी है।
सर मैम मैंने वो फॉर्म फिलअप किया था जो अभी
I also
पूछ
mailed
रहे हैं कि जो जैसे जेस्ट का नहीं आया आईजी और मोहाली का, मैंने फिलअप कर लिया फॉर्म, और उसमें मैंने जब जेस्ट का फॉर्म फिलअप किया तो उसमें एक एक्स्ट्रा भी था कि अदर इंस्ट्रक्शन आप कुछ प्रोवाइड कर सकते हो, तो उसमें भी आप स्पेसिफाई कर सकते हो। और मैंने भी जो जेस्ट का रैंक उन्होंने पूछा उसमें भी मैंने नॉट येट लिख दिया, तो मैं दिया हूँ वो नीचे स्पेसिफाई कर दिया और वो भी एक्सेप्ट हो गया मैम, तो वैसे भी कर सकते। जैम मार्क्स को भी वो कंसीडर कर रहे थे मैम, ऐसे नहीं कि जेस्ट को, जैम को भी कंसीडर कर रहे थे।
I got your point कि मेरा जेस्ट में अच्छा रैंक आने के चांसेस हैं, और क्योंकि डेडलाइन कल परसों ही है या भोपाल की 7th of April है, I would say that I will talk to some students who are doing the PhD because they're in either Mohali or Bhopal, and maybe they can help us out. But definitely, if you have mailed and they're not answered it yet, mail again. At least you have a proof of that. And also, if there's a contact detail, you know, like we can contact to the college or something like that, do contact to the college, because what happens is that sometimes they don't update the website. I mean, it does happen. It does happen. For my Commonwealth scholarship, when I went to Imperial College London, they forgot to update the deadlines. It got extended. So sometimes it get extended. So you should mail them and try to contact them. From my personal aspect, I will have a follow-up with one student because I know one of them. So I can update with you maybe after 2 days. I mean, at least it will take 2 days for me. Is that okay with you?
I also yes, ma'am. I also wanted to ask about what are the usually closing ranks or cutoffs for which IISER shortlist candidates?
I have noted down one, to be very honest. I mean, I got to know about one, and it is like either it's Mohali or something, and Pune. As for either Pune, they have 5 JAM cutoff was 500 for selection. So under 500, you can apply for the. I mean, you can fill the application form, and they will shortlist you. So it depends institute to institute. I mean, but it will be mostly under 1,000, I would say, and may have some exceptions. I mean, because it's a very dynamic thing. They keep on changing their ranges. So for general category for IISER Pune, it's 500 to 600 approximately.
And what are the others? Means usually we are like IIT selects below 1,000, 1,200 and everything, and NITs take students from under 3,000, like just like that. What is the approximate of IISERs?
Okay, so you're saying even if you do compare, I mean, I don't think so it will go much higher than this. They will definitely in the range of 200 to 300 range. Definitely they won't go away above 1,500. I will definitely doubt that. I mean, honestly, I doubt that. So it will be, I mean, right now I want to say it will be beyond, not go beyond 1,000 for general category. I would say it will limit to 100, 800. So that is the approximate, it's my judgmental. So I'm not sure how far it can go for general category, but it's a reference is 500, 600 or 700. So I would say that.
Okay.
It can be lower also. I mean, maybe 300 or 200 also. It depends, honestly. Okay, one Mr. is asking. Yeah, sorry.
I also wanted to ask about that thing you told us about internship or placements. Okay, then I asked a question about NITs and Central University, right?
Mhm.
But at the same time, it's not like I'm confused, but I want to keep my option open of getting placement as well as research. Okay. So then, what is better for placements usually for universities or NITs?
I would say NITs. Even DU has one central placement cell. I mean, I can see the 7th to 9th of April, they have a placement cell mela, something kind of that, where they provide you internship. I mean, there will people providing internship. They can apply for that. But there is still much more exposure in terms of placement in NITs compared to central universities. And I would recommend, if you want to keep open the placement thing, then I will recommend NIT definitely for sure.
And it's also good for research also, right?
Oh, definitely, it's good for research because I mean, just imagine. I mean, this 24,000 people qualify PhD every year in India. तो सारे तो NITs में, सारे तो IITs में नहीं जाते ना. कुछ NITs में भी जाएंगे, कुछ DU में भी जाएंगे, कुछ JNU में भी जाएंगे. I mean, people prefer JNU also. I mean, you know that how big is JNU. So it depends. So there are researchers everywhere. So you can do good research depending on the institute.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
तो सर मैम कॉमनवेल्थ स्कॉलर के लिए कब अप्लाई करना चाहिए?
कॉमनवेल्थ स्कॉलर के लिए हाँ उसकी डिफरेंट सेशन करें. इट विल बी मच मोर यूजफुल फॉर एवरीबॉडी एल्स.
I think yeah, that will be
Okay.
great. I think उसमें सबका इंटरेस्ट भी काफी ज्यादा मुझे लगा इस सेशन में. मतलब PhD टॉपिक्स को, रिसर्च को लेके,
हाँ.
स्कॉलरशिप को लेके, तो मैम वी कैन हैव a separate session for that.
बिल्कुल
So
बिल्कुल
that
सर.
we will plan out. I will plan out with Atul sir. Okay.
ओके सर.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much everybody. I mean, I hope I helped. और जिसकी मैं हेल्प नहीं कर पाई, definitely मैं follow up करूंगी. Please, I mean, एक बार अपनी queries सेंटर पे रजिस्टर कर दो कि ये query हमारी resolve नहीं हुई थी and we want to have further discussion.
I think
And
it was
also,
a wonderful session, and
thank you, sir.
yeah.
So also, Alok sir, we are having one offline session on Saturday. I mean, is it fixed or is it still dicey? I mean, just to let the students
A
know.
bit tentative, but I think according to students on WhatsApp group, we can discuss and then we can set a time. But tentatively, it may be Saturday.
Okay, so
We can give a window of time, like